So you felt it like you was burning?
No, we both was like, what the is this smell? Like, ugh.
Hey, do you have any comments on the recent allegations that you didn't disclose that you had herpes with the girl?
I went to a concert of his with some friends a few years ago to celebrate my birthday.
Like that. And she contracted herpes from Jay-Z, and Chris Brown found out about it.
I'm not cured. I've been taking my meds. I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
There is a conversation that needs to happen about sexually transmitted infections spreading through Hollywood, and some very well-known black celebrities are right in the middle of it. Some have been accused, some have been sued, and others have talked about it openly as if it is something to be proud of. Somewhere along the way, reckless behavior stopped being something people were ashamed of and started becoming part of a public image.
I remember you said that you actually hate using condoms.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I mean, you know you're rolling the dice, right? I mean, when you're doing that. I mean, not only pregnancies, but also diseases and the such.
I walk by faith, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't walk by disease.
Okay.
The conversation has to start with Sexyy Red, who has drawn serious criticism for the way she talks about STIs to her fan base. During an appearance on Angela Yee's podcast, she casually mentioned that she had contracted chlamydia on 2 separate occasions, describing it the same way someone might talk about catching a seasonal cold. Her explanation was that she and an ex had broken up, both moved on, and slept with other people, got back together, and then realized something was off. She told this story with no visible embarrassment.
No, but how did you, so you felt it like you was burning?
No, it be a smell.
For chlamydia? And you went to the doctor and they were like,
cause this what happened. Me and my was together, and we broke up cause he was cheating on me. So then we broke up. Then I went and did me, then did him, and then we missed each other, came back together.
something wasn't right.
We both was like, what the is this smell?
It did not stop there. Sexyy Red openly brags about having unprotected sex, has included references to burning sensations in her music, and even recorded a lyric that essentially invites someone to sleep with her while referencing having an STI. She then turned the whole thing into a business opportunity, releasing a lip gloss line named after common clinic diagnoses. Her fans responded enthusiastically.
This gonorrhea. Green. Okay. Oh, and I made this for my friend that had gonorrhea. She told me the shit was coming out green. I said, okay, let me make you some lip gloss, make you feel better. And that's how we came up with the flavor gonorrhea.
Fast forward to recently, and a picture of Sexy hanging out with adults.
More recently, a photo of Sexyy Red socializing with adult film performer Gucci Turtleleg made the rounds online, along with rumors, which she denies, that the two were involved. For context, Gucci Turtleleg has publicly claimed to have slept with over 3,000 people and has been accused of knowingly transmitting herpes to others. Content creator D. Davis alleged that he infected her when she was 19, that he was aware of his status, and that he dismissed visible symptoms when she raised concerns. Despite going through that experience, Davis later made comments suggesting she had learned very little from it.
How many bodies did you have before you caught, and then how many do you have after? And I just want to see where you're at with your life. And it's just anybody that also is worried about HSV2, and also you're doing this for the women out there, even men out there. So how many bodies would you approximate that you had before and then after you were contracted?
So since everybody thinks I'm already nasty, I don't give a f about telling my body count. So Gucci was 44. Okay. I am now at 58. So during the time, and listen. After Gucci, right? Before I found out that I had herpes, I wilded the f out.
As entertaining as some people find all of this, the real danger is that it gets normalized. And that brings us to Diddy, whose alleged HIV status has been a topic of serious discussion for years. The story gained significant attention when a former intern filed a civil lawsuit claiming that Diddy assaulted him and infected him with HIV. The plaintiff, identified as John Doe, stated that during a late 2014 afterparty, he was given a drink that he believed had been tampered with, and that after losing consciousness he woke up injured. Months later, he discovered he had contracted HIV. Commentator Jaguar Wright had been making similar claims long before this lawsuit surfaced. alleging she personally knew at least 20 men in the music industry who were in comparable situations.
That head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable, G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
There's more. An alleged diary belonging to Diddy's late former partner Kim Porter contained claims that Diddy had given Usher an STI during the years Usher was closely connected to Diddy's circle. According to those writings, Usher's mother found out and confronted Diddy directly.
Some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom, Mary J. Blige being pregnant by Diddy, and of course, she had an AB, the Kim took, pushing him down the steps in 2007.
That detail becomes more significant when you look at what happened with Usher years later. In 2017, a stylist named Laura Helm filed a lawsuit against him, claiming he had given her herpes while knowing about his diagnosis and not disclosing it beforehand. The lawsuit included graphic details, with Helm stating that Usher had visible symptoms at the time, yet told her there was nothing to worry about. She also alleged that complications from the infection contributed to the loss of her twins. The case was eventually settled for over $1 million, a payment that effectively ended the legal dispute and kept the matter out of court.
I would have never consented if I would have known. I would not have taken the risk of getting an incurable disease. My health is very important.
Helm was not the only person to come forward. 3 additional accusers surfaced, 2 women and 1 man. One woman alleged that Usher had an active outbreak while they were together and stayed silent about it. Another said she only became aware of the situation after the Helm lawsuit became public news. The male accuser alleged that Usher had infected him following an encounter at a spa in the Koreatown neighborhood of Los Angeles. Usher never publicly addressed any of the allegations in a meaningful way. He settled the cases and continued with his career, and was later seen publicly praising Diddy and suggesting the public had gotten his character wrong.
This might be a bit controversial. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen. And how he's been, misrepresented.
Now to a rumor that has never fully gone away. Everyone knows about the violent incident between Chris Brown and Rihanna in 2009. That is documented fact. But the rumored cause of the argument that night is where things get murky. The widely accepted account is that Rihanna found messages from another woman on Chris's phone. However, a separate version of events has circulated for years, suggesting the confrontation actually began after Chris accused Rihanna of infecting him with an STI. Jaguar Wright took that further by claiming Rihanna had allegedly contracted it from Jay-Z. None of this was ever substantiated, but the rumor has persisted, and some of Chris's supporters have long pointed to it as the real reason Jay-Z allegedly worked to damage Chris's career afterward.
Always pay attention to the fact that she was f***ing Jay-Z. Underage. Jay-Z gave her the herpes that she gave to Chris Brown.
Not everyone on this list was reckless. Some were genuinely wronged. Dwayne Wade's ex-wife Siobhan Funches made serious accusations during their divorce proceedings, including a claim that Wade had contracted something through infidelity and passed it to her. Wade responded by filing a defamation lawsuit, and the claim was ultimately withdrawn. However, the circumstances deserve some honest consideration. Wade had the financial resources to sustain a lengthy legal battle. She did not. There were also long-standing rumors that Wade's marriage fell apart in part due to affairs involving both women and men.
So show us the nails.
Don't get a close-up of my nails.
No.
Listen, I've been on the road. I'm gonna do like this.
But we see a pop of color.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for it?
And then there is Dennis Rodman. In the 1990s, an Atlanta Hawks cheerleader named Lisa Beth Judd took Rodman to court, claiming he had given her herpes. What made the case memorable was Rodman's own testimony. He got on the stand and acknowledged that he had tested positive for the virus, but argued that he could not have been the specific source because he was sleeping with 6 or 7 other people at the same time. He then attempted to frame himself as the victim, suggesting that women pursued him for his fame and money, as if that absolved him of any responsibility to be upfront about his health.
24-year-old Lisa Judd alleges Rodman gave her genital herpes. The former Atlanta Hawks dancer says she contracted the incurable disease on January 14, 1993, at the end of an on and off 21-month relationship. In opening statements, Judd's attorney, Mark Trigg, says Rodman knew he had herpes, knew he'd exposed 2 other women before that January night.
Rodman, how you feel about the accusations made against you?
No big deal, bro. Take it one day at a time, brother.
And let's not even get into the entire mess of Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard's situation carries its own lengthy set of complications, enough to fill a separate conversation entirely.
He had HIV.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today. I just want to make clear, first of all, that I do not have the AIDS disease, because I know a lot of you want to know that, but the HIV virus. My wife is fine. She's negative, so no problem with her. I plan on going on living for a long time.
And let me put this in perspective for you. This was the peak of Magic's career.
To close on something more meaningful, it is worth recognizing Magic Johnson, who handled one of the most serious health disclosures in sports history with remarkable dignity. In 1991, Magic stood in front of cameras and publicly announced that he was HIV positive.
Everything that my doctor told me to do, I did it. And so, and I think that the main thing for me was the fact that I knew I was going to live for a long time. And I still wake up and work every single day. I'm still a husband. I'm still a father.
To truly understand how significant that moment was, you have to consider the climate at the time. Magic was at the absolute peak of his career, fresh off leading the Lakers to the finals. And he chose to go public at a time when most people considered HIV to be a guaranteed death sentence. There was widespread fear and misunderstanding. Many people genuinely believed the virus could be spread through basic physical contact. There was also a widespread misconception that HIV only affected gay men. Magic, being a straight man who tested positive, challenged that false belief in a very public and permanent way. He stepped away from the NBA, and most people assumed the worst. That was nearly 35 years ago. He is still here, healthy, successful, and still married to Cookie. Did Magic make mistakes? He has been open about that. During his early career, he lived recklessly, had multiple partners, and did not use protection consistently. He also admitted to cheating on Cookie. The timing of his diagnosis was particularly painful. They had only been married 6 weeks, and she was pregnant with their first child when he received the news. But what he did next set him apart from nearly everyone else on this list. He told Cookie first. Then he spent hours on the phone, reaching out to every former partner he could remember to let them know they may have been exposed. He took responsibility when he did not have to. That is the difference between Magic Johnson and most of the other people discussed here. These other celebrities operate in a world where private doctors, non-disclosure agreements, financial settlements, and skilled publicists can make almost any problem disappear. Regular people do not have those resources. So taking health and lifestyle advice from entertainers who treat serious medical conditions like a punchline is genuinely dangerous. The consequences that celebrities avoid will land squarely on everyone else. Do you think celebrities have a responsibility to be more careful about how they talk about these things publicly? Or is it all just entertainment that should not be taken seriously? How do we get to a place where this kind of behavior is treated as something to brag about? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.